What's going on, Cowboys Nation? Hold on to your hats because today, we've got breaking news that no one saw coming, a curveball straight out of left field that has instantly shaken up the NFL landscape. I'm talking about one of the biggest defensive surprises of the offseason. Jalen Ramsey. Yes, that Jalen Ramsey. The superstar cornerback, former All-Pro, Super Bowl champion, and certified lockdown artist, is now officially a member of the Dallas Cowboys. That's right. You heard me correctly. The Cowboys just pulled off an unexpected, game-changing move by acquiring one of the most elite defenders of the modern era. And let me tell you, folks, it's sending shockwaves across the entire NFL community. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty of what this means for the Cowboys, for the NFC, and for the league as a whole, let's just take a moment to appreciate the magnitude of this deal. For months, Jalen Ramsey was flying under the radar. People thought he was locked into Miami's future. He was recovering from injury, had settled into that Dolphins defense, and everyone just assumed he'd finish his prime years in the sunshine of Florida. But the Cowboys had other plans. And apparently, they've been working this deal quietly behind the scenes, waiting for just the right time to strike. And boy, did they strike. The news broke earlier today that Dallas has acquired Jalen Ramsey in a surprise trade with the Miami Dolphins. The details of the trade are still being fully fleshed out, but we're hearing that the Cowboys sent over a combination of draft picks and potentially a role player to sweeten the deal. Now, when you're talking about acquiring a generational talent like Ramsey, you better believe it's going to cost something. But what's truly shocking is that Dallas seems to have pulled this off without sacrificing any of their core pieces. No Micah Parsons, no Trayvon Diggs, no CeeDee Lamb. That's right. Jerry Jones and company have managed to bring in a top-tier shutdown cornerback while keeping the nucleus of this roster intact. And that, my friends, is what we call a championship-caliber front office move. Let's talk a bit about Ramsey the player. Jalen Ramsey is no ordinary corner. We're talking about a 6-time Pro Bowler, a 3-time first-team All-Pro, and a guy who can completely change the geometry of a football field just by lining up. He's physical, he's aggressive, he's smart, and he brings a level of swagger that perfectly fits the Dallas Cowboys' identity. He's not afraid to chirp. He's not afraid to go head-to-head with the best receiver on the field. And more importantly, he almost always backs it up. This is the same guy who helped lead the Los Angeles Rams to a Super Bowl in 2022, locking up elite receivers week after week. Whether it was DK Metcalf, DeAndre Hopkins, or Ja'Marr Chase, Ramsey has proven time and time again that he can hang with the best. And now he's bringing that tenacity, that lockdown ability, and that experience to a Cowboys defense that was already one of the best in the NFL. Now imagine this for a second: Trayvon Diggs on one side of the field, Jalen Ramsey on the other. That's not just a good cornerback duo. That might be the best cornerback tandem in the NFL. Period. Trayvon Diggs, known for his incredible ball-hawking ability, now gets a running mate who can match his talent and elevate his game. No more double teams on Diggs. No more opposing quarterbacks targeting the weaker side of the secondary. With Ramsey in the mix, quarterbacks are going to have to make a choice: throw into Ramsey's coverage or test Diggs and risk an interception. Either way, it's a lose-lose for the offense. And this move couldn't have come at a better time. The NFC is stacked with elite offenses. You've got the Eagles, the 49ers, and now the Lions coming up strong. To get through the NFC and into the Super Bowl, you need a defense that can shut down the aerial attack. You need players who've been there before. You need veterans who can lead the locker room, especially when the pressure is at its highest. That's what Ramsey brings. He's not just a physical talent, he's a leader. A tone setter. A guy who brings intensity to practice, to film sessions, and, of course, to the biggest moments of the biggest games. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking: what about the money? How are the Cowboys going to afford Ramsey's massive contract? It's a fair question. Ramsey signed a huge deal with the Dolphins, and it looked like he was locked in through 2025. But Dallas has been quietly making cap room. They've restructured several veteran deals, offloaded a couple contracts in the offseason, and most importantly, they know that this is their window. You've got Dak Prescott in his prime. You've got Micah Parsons playing like the Defensive Player of the Year. You've got CeeDee Lamb turning into one of the most explosive receivers in football. If you're going to push all your chips into the middle of the table, now is the time. So they went out and did it. And let me tell you, I haven't seen Cowboys Nation this fired up in a long time. Let's talk about what this means for Dan Quinn, the mastermind behind the Cowboys defense. Quinn already had a unit that was causing nightmares for opposing quarterbacks Micah Parsons coming off the edge, Osa Odigizua and DeMarcus Lawrence wreaking havoc up front, and a young, hungry secondary flying around the field. Now, he's got Ramsey in his arsenal. You can bet Quinn is already cooking up some schemes to take full advantage. We might see Ramsey shadowing number 1 receivers one week, playing zone the next, blitzing off the edge, lining up in the slot, you name it. With Ramsey, you can get creative. And knowing how aggressive Quinn likes to be, this is going to be a nightmare for opposing offensive coordinators. And speaking of nightmare matchups, let's fast forward to the postseason. Picture the Cowboys heading into Philadelphia for a heated playoff battle. A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith on the outside. But now you've got Ramsey and Diggs on the perimeter. That changes everything. Suddenly, Jalen Hurts has nowhere to go with the ball. Suddenly, that high-flying Eagles offense is grounded. This move isn't just about winning regular season games, it's about winning in January. It's about beating the best teams when it matters most. And if you ask me, Ramsey gives the Cowboys a legitimate shot at finally breaking through that NFC Championship barrier. Of course, this also raises the question, what's next? Is this just the beginning of a bigger strategy? Because if you're the Cowboys front office and you just landed Ramsey, maybe you're thinking about adding more firepower. Could a veteran safety be next? Maybe another linebacker? This team is close, very close. And this kind of aggressive move signals that Dallas isn't content with just making the playoffs. They want rings. They want legacy. They want number 6. And man, the vibes around the team right now? Absolutely electric. Cowboys fans have been begging for the front office to go all in. To stop playing it safe and start swinging big. Well, this is that swing. And it's a home run. Every Cowboys social media page is flooded with fans celebrating, memes flying, highlight reels being reposted, and jersey orders already rolling in. You better believe that Jalen Ramsey's Cowboys jersey is going to be one of the top sellers this season. And when he steps onto the field at AT&T Stadium for the first time wearing that iconic star, oh man, the place is gonna erupt. As for Ramsey himself, you know he's excited. This is a player who thrives on the spotlight. He lives for the big moments. And now he's in Dallas, one of the biggest stages in all of sports. You can bet he's already mentally preparing to face the top receivers in the league, to prove once again that he's still that guy. And with the coaching staff, the roster, and the fan base behind him, this might be the best version of Jalen Ramsey we've seen yet. So to wrap it all up, what does this move mean in the grand scheme of things? It means the Cowboys are not playing around. They've identified a weakness, addressed it in a massive way, and in doing so, they've instantly upgraded one of the league's most dangerous defenses. It means the rest of the NFC and the entire NFL needs to take notice. Because the Cowboys just added a future Hall of Famer to their roster. And they did it in true Dallas fashion with flair, boldness, and a whole lot of swagger. So what do you think, Cowboys Nation? Is this the move that finally gets us over the hump? Are we looking at the most complete Dallas defense of the last 2 decades? Let me know in the comments below, don't hold back. If you're hyped about Ramsey joining the squad, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you never miss a second of the action. We've got tons of coverage coming your way, from training camp previews, to player breakdowns, to everything you need to know before the season kicks off. Until next time, this is your host signing off, and remember, it's always a good day when the star shines brighter. Let's go Cowboys!